Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorials in Hand. In this video tutorial we are going to see how to swap two numbers with the help of third variable. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So first of all, before directly moving on to the coding part, let's understand how the things will work in this program. So let's try to take a real world example in order to understand this with more clarity. So let's say you had two glasses. Glass A contained milk and glass B contained water. And what you wanted was, so what you wanted to swap these two contents. That is, you wanted in glass A water should be there and in glass B milk should be there. So what you could have done in the real world scenario, so you could have taken another empty container, let's call it simply C, and the step 1 you could have poured the content of glass A, that is you could have poured the milk from glass A to glass C. Now your glass C would be filled with milk and your glass A would have been empty. Then what you could have done, then you could have filled glass A, right? So now A got water and C got milk and B is empty. Then in the last step, you could have filled glass B with the milk which was there in glass C, right? So the by moment when you do this entire thing, your glass A would have been filled with water and your glass B would have been filled with milk, and this is what we wanted. So similarly in programming, what we will do is, what we want is, we had, let's say, two variables A and B. In that we have two numbers. Let's say A has 19 and B has 54, and we want that in A 54 should be there and in B 19 should be there. Then with similar analogy, what we will do is, we will take another variable which would be empty initially, and then we would have placed the value of A into C like this. Now my A is empty. Now I will put A, now we will put the value of B to A. So my A will be 54, C is 19 and B is empty. Now we will put the content of C into B, and finally my A will be 54 and my B is 19. That is what we wanted. That is what we had swapped. And so this is how we will apply the logic. Now let's quickly move to VS Code in order to write this programmatically. So first of all, let's create a new file by clicking onto this icon and let the file name be simply code.py. Now let's ask the user to enter two numbers and let the variable name be simply A. So we will ask the user to enter the number, so we'll cast it to integer type with the help of int. So we'll say, right, and similarly we will take the input for the second variable and let the variable name be simply B, and let's also change the comment. Yeah, so up till here we have taken the input from the user. Now let's print it like this: A comma B. Okay, now what we want is, as we have seen the analogy over there, so we wanted a third variable which was empty in between, right? And let the variable name be simply C. Let's initialize it with 0. Okay, now what was the first step? Try to look at this image. So our first step was to put the value of A into C. So what we will write is C is equals to A. That is, we are telling to put the value of A into what? Into C, right? So what was our second step? So our second step was to put the value of B to A. So we will simply write A is equals to B. That is, we are telling to put the value of B to A. So what was our third step? So our third step was to put the value of C to B. So we will simply write B is equals to C. That is, we are telling to put the value of C to B. So this is how the overall steps will happen, and this will lead to swapping. Let's print it and check. So let's print it like this: numbers after swapping, and let's run it quickly. So we will write Python and the file name.py. See, it's asking me to enter the first number. Let the first number be simply 12, and it's asking me to enter the second number. Let it be 34 simply, and boom, here you can see that the number before swapping is 12 and 34. The numbers after swapping is 34 and 12. So this is how we can swap the numbers in Python with the help of a third variable. I hope you understood the things very clearly. But still, if you have any doubt, then feel free to drop it down in the comment section. We will surely try to solve it as soon as possible. So this was all about the video. Thank you.